Hey y'all, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. And like I said in yesterday's video, which I will have linked down below for anybody who missed it, I am going to be switching up my Inktober plan. So these past 3 days, I've just dragged my feet through going through acrylic inks. I can't look past the imperfections of the medium, and maybe it's the paper I'm using, but it's a little late to change the paper now, and markers will solve that. At first, I tried going through and matching up the closest markers to each ink, and I'd use those, but like with the Muted Violet, in 2 different swatches, they both matched different Copic markers in my little swatch book here. And I also realized halfway through going through and swatching different markers and seeing which ones I'd want to kind of feature, I realized that in my original idea of what I was going to be basing my new challenge off of, you can't get good enough depth with just one color. So I had in mind this one particular picture I drew in preparation of Inktober. This piece is kind of like the best thing I've drawn in recent history, and it used these 3 markers. So I decided I wanted to try to go through and make individual trios for each of my 15 colors. And also, since I had to go through and swatch, I'm using those paper scraps that I made in the first video, and it's still paper time.
Ma'am, do you see a problem?
And of course, Rosebud decided she also wanted to try to settle down while I was in the middle of working on it.
Oh,
on all
I
this.
see you do not. My apologies. I guess I will have to be higher up because this is the lowest I can go when you're down here. Yeah, you.
Someday I'll be able to get back to working.
Okay, this is a cat vlog now. And I'm not going to be able to write more than 4 words, aren't I? I needed to get to the other side of that paper. Oh god. It's paper time, but only where she sits. Nope, that's worse. It fits, and this is where she... No, that's worse! That's worse! Back! 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 No!
Since my range of acrylic inks is different than my range of Copic markers, I had to kind of change up which colors I was going to be actually including in the challenge now. And some of them did manage to translate across, like my cerulean blue hue managed to transfer into the sky blue set that you see up in the top left corner. But blood red homebrew ink couldn't translate over into this set because I only have like really one collection of reds. I wouldn't be able to do an equivalent to my Naphthol Crimson and also do an equivalent to my homebrew red. Going through these swatches, you have to be very careful about picking colors that match each other. And I will admit, I'm not always 100% the best at picking out colors, so I definitely had to go through and do a lot of different swatching and comparing, and I ended up having to kind of pick and choose. There's mostly Copic markers, some Ohuhu markers, one Copic marker got replaced when it turned out to be too gray on the paper I'm using, and then one lone Sharpie in the collection. And I ended up also tacking on a set of browns at the end. Now, I can't do just the colors alone, so I'm gonna be grabbing from my collection of grays. In particular, I'm only going to be using the toner grays and the neutral grays, and obviously the black markers, because I just don't particularly enjoy the warm and the cool grays. They're the ones I first got, and like they're the ones that I should be the most used to, but I just don't find that I like mixing them with other colors. If I'm gonna do a full piece in a gray, I can pull in the warm and the cool tones. As a personal preference, if I'm gonna be using gray, I usually reach for toner. Now, I tried keeping the colors for each of the days in kind of the same order. Like the yesterday's piece is still going to be a tealish color, though it ended up just being normal teal instead of the muted teals that I ended up picking. Some of them did end up changing, since I had to take out the blood red, day 12's piece and day 17, I believe. It's a little hard for me to read while I'm actually recording this now. Those are gonna have to be the reds, and the other ones that were just Naphthol Crimson, like day 7 Sweet, ended up changing to the red violet instead. The one color set that I'm surprisingly excited for is today's. So the first color in today's set is Green Bice, and it's bright. I'm very excited for it. Down here at the bottom, I also went through and swatched out all of my grays that I'd be using. As you can see, I was able to actually go through the whole list, and sorry for my bad framing here. I had to do this kind of quick, and you can also kind of see the fringe of my fuzzy hair in some of those frames. But today we will be starting off with the first marker piece, and I really hope you guys enjoy, and I don't think I'd be able to continue on with doing the acrylic ink pieces just because I don't think I'd be able to take the time to do them how I want them. I don't want to say I don't have the time, but there's so many things going on in my life right now that something had to give, and I had to give up on the acrylic inks for this year. I will be seeing you guys later today. If you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. I guess I'll be seeing you guys later today.